Thank you very much, Joan, and thank you very much for inviting me also to this distinguished panel. It's a great opportunity to discuss Croatia's economic future and conversion story. And I fully share the comments made by my speaker just before, Paul Hilbers, on the macro level. Let me add, let's say, some information on the micro level, how we see it and how we feel it here on the spot. I mean, Croatia a year ago was on a clear path towards the euro and had a very consistent fiscal consolidation when, as Paul mentioned, three disasters struck. And as a result, a year after, we still see remarkable resilience here. We have a relatively contained unemployment thanks to government measures supporting, I think, keeping employees in their jobs. We entered still the ERM2 on plan in July 2020. I think that was a great success for Croatia. And I think also here on a micro level, I think the companies and banks, I think, were very active. The banks introduced private moratoria within a very, very short time, implemented them. Many of them already expired, still a number are quite in place. And still we can see also the NPL level, the non-performing loans level, are very stable in Croatia. So we did not see an increase so far. Also, digitalization happened in an incredibly short time, and the banks went online while still providing all physical services to their clients uninterrupted. So this all happened in a matter of days, and we can say that also a year after, I think it has changed a lot of things. It has moved on. It has accelerated, so to say, many things here, many services, and I think that's a good trend. What we can see from the banking system and from the banking sector, as the government said, the banking sector in Croatia is a very stable, robust, and well-capitalized sector. I think it can serve as a backbone in the process of creating the recovery, the new economic growth, and that we will hopefully see. And Croatia definitely can overcome the current challenges and minimize the negative impacts that we see so far. But I think there are various things needed for that, various conditions, and some things we need to work on. Well, first of all, regarding the European Recovery and Resilience Fund, that is the topic of today, I think this time provides an important counter-cyclical capacity. If we compare it to 2008 and 2009, when the last big recession, let's say, struck the country, especially as also the fiscal potential is now more scarce. The public debt is higher than that point, and it's also in some way limited because, as mentioned by my speakers before, we are hopefully on a very clear path towards the euro implementation, and that also means, of course, further fiscal consolidation, which I think the Minister of Finance has already announced that he will pursue this as of this year already. So I think this is definitely a helpful additional factor that we can see right now. I think what we also saw prior to 2020 COVID, we saw that the fiscal consolidation already offered some fiscal room for cushioning. It also helped a little bit in mitigating the effects of COVID-19 in 2020. We of course believe that the Eurozone membership would offer even additional degree of safety and stability. So as banks in Croatia, we definitely fully support the introduction of the euro also as soon as possible. What we can add as a perspective from the investor, I think we do believe that although there were many steps, I think, done in improving the investment climate in general here in Croatia, especially from the side of the government, and especially the already mentioned fiscal consolidation, I do believe we need also to focus on some areas which need to be further focused on. One is local governance. And the other is legal framework predictability. I think these will remain one of the most important preconditions for sustainable progress in the investment area. I would like maybe to bring regarding local governance some positive examples and not negative ones. I think we do see remarkable examples of regions or cities which are doing a very good job in that. For example, in the north of Croatia, Varaždin or Čakovec, which is very much focused on export-driven industry. There is a city close to Zagreb, Sveta Nedelja, which I think has very speedy and very transparent public governance, investor-friendly, and also the one or the other city, let's say, on the coast. So we do see that good local governance is possible and it's happening, but I think we wanted to see it on a much broader scale here in Croatia. Let's say towards the end, I think what we need here is a success combination of tourism, which is and will remain a very important, a vital part of the Croatian industry, but it should transform after COVID into a more sustainable backbone, which will provide, let's say, euro 10 billion or something like that plus revenues annually. Croatia should promote much more its ICT sector, its pharma sector, its quality food, e-mobility, logistics, and as well as there are very good expert niche players in the SME area and promote their role as growth drivers. So much from my side. Thanks very much.